I should be working on my dissertation right now, but one group of platitudes, one family of platitudes has been on my mind, and hopefully I can just get it out of my system. And I guess this is the way I can do that. Ask anyone to talk about what they've learned in life, or a life lesson, or for some wise advice. And a good chunk of the answers, a good chunk of the responses will go something along the lines of, it's when I learned to set boundaries, or it's when I learned to put myself first, or that I need to be good on my own before I can help others. And that's okay, I get that, cool. But I can't help but grit my teeth a little bit whenever that platitude comes up or people say that. You see, a lot of the time, not all of the time, of course, but a lot of the time, I think that this notion of prioritizing yourself over others is really just makeup, or a buzzword that we've slapped on, a word that's used to justify less than optimal moral behaviors. It's covering up moral shortcomings as opposed to any type of genuine self-prioritization. And I think it covers them up in such a way that helps us all sleep at night, that lets us look at ourselves in the mirror and say, don't worry, you're a good person. And obviously I'm not one to morally condemn anyone for this justification. Far from it. I'll be the first to say that I act in incredibly immoral ways, or at least subpar moral ways, and quite often too. I lie, I've stolen, I'll cheat on my vegan diet, I'll put my desires before the well-being of others, I'll mock, I've bullied, you name it. But one thing I refuse to do, and that really grinds my gears that people do, is cash out all of these subpar actions as prioritizing my well-being or prioritizing my mental health, as opposed to seeing them for what they are, moral faults, moral shortcomings. Now, I think that if your if your well-being or your mental health, or whatever you want to call it, is dependent on ignoring moral obligations, and I think there's something seriously wrong there. And I think this happens more often than we like to admit. Obviously, I'm not here to say that falling short of the moral ideal or of the morally perfect person is bad. Not at all. I don't think you're a bad person because you don't have saint-like generosity, or that you're failing in any way. But what I can say, or what I want to say, I guess, is that if you're warping the matters of fact for having done X or having done Y just so that you can sleep at night, I think there's something to look at there. So all I'd like to say, I guess, I don't want to make this too long, is that there's enough people out there prioritizing themselves first. Go out of your way to help, put effort in for others, ask how other people are doing. I think there's enough people out there in the world that are constantly saying prioritize yourself first. And I think that's a little icky. Okay, bye. Now I can get to work. Hopefully it's out of my system now.